Hi, this is Victor Adatiba, the Business Consigliere with BusinessConsig.com. Now on to viewer emails. Hello, I want to open a business in Nigeria that involves technology. The latest technology needs like digital HD cameras I can rent to people to use and turn a profit. I want to make sure this is something that is in high demand and something that I can afford. How do I go about this? Thank you, Osagie. Well, Osagie, my suggestion to you would be first to do research on the market. And when I say research on the market, you have to research first who the people are in your area that are renting this equipment and how much the equipment is being rented for. The second piece of research I would say you need to do is you need to find out what sort of security you can place on your equipment. Here in the United States, from a lot of the rental houses, they have the ability to place insurance on their items, and people usually pay a premium fee to secure that insurance. So if the equipment is lost or stolen, or the person just decides to never bring it back, it's covered through an insurance agency. So what you have to do, what I would suggest that you do, is find out if there's an insurance agency in Nigeria that you could insure your equipment through to make sure that it's safe and it does come back. If you do rent out the equipment, a workaround to necessarily having insurance would be that you require that you yourself or a member of your staff go out with the equipment and come back with the equipment just to make sure that it is kept safe and used properly. Second off, once you do the research and see who's using the equipment and what equipment they're using, you have to find out if it's in your budget to purchase this equipment. And if it's not in your budget, do you have any means of maybe partnering with someone to purchase these things or any other means of coming up with the finances for it? So that would be my two main suggestions for you. One, do research on who's renting this equipment and how much they're renting it for, and make sure you can get in with them and make sure that if you do open a business, they will rent from you. And two, see what type of security you can offer to make sure that your equipment does come back. And if you have to, go out with your equipment when it's rented and make sure that you come back with your equipment as well. Thanks, Osagie. Now to the next question. To start with, bravo on getting started. After episode 1, I felt like forwarding the video to everyone I know. My question is basically, how can I start up a successful online business while in school? I plan to work with my degree, but just need something I can control on the side, now and in the future. I was moved when you stated that you started your first business at the age of 20. Any pointers on how you started would be great. Wholesale buying and reselling was no use when competing with Target, for example, which can afford to lower profit per item since they can afford 99% more stock than a student, thereby maximizing total profit. Had drop shipping in mind too, but finding a legit company wasn't very easy. Oh yeah, you mentioned the book, 5 Things You Need to Know Before Starting Your Business. Searched for it through Google, but couldn't find it. How can I purchase a copy? Kola K. Well, Kola, thanks for your question. First off, let me start by explaining a couple of things that he referred to in the email, just in case you guys don't have knowledge of what he's talking about. When he spoke about Target being able to purchase items for 99% lower than what the average person would be able to buy them for, he's talking about retail versus wholesale costs. When you have a large distributor like Walmart, Target, or any of these major chains, or even it could be an individual that's going in somewhere to purchase items in multiples. If you go to a distributor and say, I would like to purchase one book from you, for example, they're going to sell you one book at the cost of, let's say, $20. Okay, that's like if you go to Barnes and Noble or something. Now, if you go to whoever distributes to Barnes and Noble and says, hey, I have a bookstore as well, and I'm going to be reselling these books, trying to make a profit from them. I would like to buy 100 of them. They're going to give you a price break just because of the sheer quantity that you're buying. So maybe instead of selling them to you for $20, you'll get them for $15. And if you were going to buy 1,000 of them, maybe they give them to you for $10. And if you were going to buy 20,000 of them, maybe they give them to you for like $3 to $5. So the more quantities you buy, generally speaking, the bigger price break you get. So he was saying that he was considering starting a business where he sold goods online, but the amounts he would be selling his items for, he wouldn't be able to compete with someone like Target. Like if he bought a book, he would have to sell it for $20 to turn a profit because he bought it for, you know, $16, $17. Whereas Target, because they bought 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 of these items, they don't have to sell them at $20 to turn a profit. They can sell them at $15. They can sell them at $10 because they only bought the book for $5, $7, $8. So their prices are generally across the board going to be lower than any smaller distributors' prices, especially an individual trying to compete with them. So he said he was pretty much out of that game, trying to compete with Target. The other thing he mentioned was drop shipping. For those who don't know what drop shipping is, instead of ordering those 20 books from the distribution company to come to you and then you shipping them out, what he would do was set up a website. He would actually not purchase any inventory to hold on his own. Like he wouldn't buy any books to keep in his house. He would keep them all at the distribution center. So whenever someone clicked on his website and was like, yes, I want to order one of these books for $20, he would then send an email to the distribution company like, hey, distribution company, this guy at 123 Main Street just ordered a book, so I need you to send one to him for me. That's called drop shipping, where the company that's would be technically shipping it to you so you can ship it to the client ships directly to the client. The advantages of drop shipping is two or threefold. One, you don't have to pay for shipping twice. They shipped it to you, you'd have to normally pay for them shipping it to you, and then you have to pay to ship it to the client. So this time you're only having to pay for it once, shipping directly to them, unless the manufacturer waives shipping costs. The next benefit about drop shipping is that the shipping time is cut in half. So if it would have cost them maybe 3 days to have it shipped to you, and then you 3 days to ship it to the client, that's, 6 to 7 days. If it falls on a weekend, they may not receive it until 10 days after the original ship date. And some clients just don't have the patience to wait 10 days to receive something. So at least if they drop ship it, they can ship it directly to the client for you, bypassing you and your whole shipping process, so they can receive it in, an average of, 3 to 4 days, depending on if they expedite the shipping. If retail distribution is something that you want to do online, I would absolutely suggest that you go about that. If you're looking for a reputable company that you can get some of your items from to do the drop shipping, I would suggest looking on eBay for different sellers that have high seller ratings and then contacting them directly. There are different publications out there that you can get your hands on that have lists of different wholesale retailers that you can purchase things from that are very reputable. I would just suggest, once again, do your homework, do your research, search online, search through Google, check with the Better Business Bureau whenever you do find a company that you want to get some of your items from. But it's absolutely a great idea to try to get something started while you're in college, so that you can have something working for you while you're at school, as well as when you get out of school, you can have a business that doesn't take too much of your time away from your 9 to 5 job or too much of your study time. You want to keep this in mind when you're working with a third-party distributor to ship to your clients, especially with drop shipping. I would suggest that you request or find out if they do blind shipping or blind drop shipping. What that is normally when they ship something to a client, they put pamphlets, they put business cards, flyers, sometimes they put catalogs of some of the items inside the packaging. And if they ship that type of promotional material to your clients, 9 times out of 10, your client is the next time they want to purchase something, they're gonna go directly to that company to purchase it from them, because they'll probably be able to get it at the same rate that you got it for. So it'll be cheaper than what they got it from you for. So what blind shipping is where they don't put any labels, like there's no from address that has that company's name or any other distinguishable information about that company. So the person who's receiving the items, they have no idea where it came from until they open it up and they see, oh, this is the item that I ordered from xyz.com, as opposed to seeing promotional material or mailing addresses or shipping addresses or the name of the actual company that they got it from. So request for any company that you're getting those items from to do blind drop shipping for you. You also asked about my book. I have not quite finished writing my book. I'm still putting the finishing touches on it. If you want to reserve an advanced copy of it, you can go to businessconsig.com and you can hit the subscribe link in the right hand column. There's a link that you can enter your information into and hit submit, and we'll save your information. And once those copies become available, I'll make sure you're one of the first ones to get it. Thanks for your question, Kola. If you've got any questions, send them to me at businessconsigliere@gmail.com, and make sure you leave comments in the comment section below. And don't forget to visit businessconsig.com, where you can sign up to receive a free copy of my new book, 5 Things You Need to Know Before Starting a Business. I'm Victor Adetiba, your business consigliere.